Hi, I'm Dave Scott. I'm here in Boulder, Colorado. I get a lot of emails from athletes around the world that ask about eating during the day, not fueling during exercise, but after your exercise session is over with. Should I be grazing all day long? Absolutely not. And the reason is that it really affects two key hormones. One's called ghrelin, G-H-R-E-L-I-N, and that tells your body, and you have a connection between your brain and your stomach, and it says whether or not you're hungry. I'm going to mention the second one, then I'll put them together. The second one is called leptin, L-E-P-T-I-N, and leptin says you're full. If you're grazing all the time, you don't get these ghrelin or hunger cues. In other words, your pancreas keeps dumping insulin to satisfy the food that you just put in there. So you never really feel hungry. You feel moderately satiated, and you really want your body to kind of reach that hunger state so that you actually positively affect ghrelin, and so that ghrelin becomes active in your system. So you don't want to graze. You ideally want about a 2 to 2.5 hour window where you stop eating. So for example, if you exercise in the morning, you have a light meal, and I'll talk about this in the future. You do your exercise, you have breakfast, a mid-morning snack 2 to 2.5 hours later would be fine, and then lunch, and the same thing with a mid-afternoon snack. But you don't want to graze continually from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock all through the morning, and the same thing in the afternoon. Take a break from eating. The leptin, that tells whether or not you're full. So some of the things that cue that fullness are not simple carbohydrates, and we really want to try to get away from the refined carbohydrates because they do not cue this key hormone called leptin. In other words, if I have a simple carbohydrate, I have a fruit drink, or I have white rice, that does not tell your system that you're completely satiated. So therefore, and consequently, you end up eating or drinking more simple carbohydrates, and it's a really vicious circle. So make sure that you're eating good, healthy protein and also fat. I'll be very specific about this in a future video. And again, remember that rule, 2 to 2.5 hours affects both ghrelin and leptin. Hope that helps for a quick nutrition tip. And those of you that want to lose weight, this is a good way to start.